Today is Monday, April 20th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we are on Chapter 7, Working with Others. We'll read page 96. Out of the 12 and 12, we are on Step 12. We'll read page 119. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. As I'm recording this, it is actually in the afternoon, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful sunny day here in the rolling hills of Tennessee. And just so grateful to be alive and to be sober and hopefully to be of service today. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, we have been talking very adamantly about not pushing our beliefs on other people. So working with others, there's been a lot of scenarios that it's painted for us in how we can do this without chasing anybody away. And if they don't want the help, it's quite all right, you know. And I love one of the last lines we read yesterday, that we don't own a monopoly on God. So we are going to continue that thought on page 96. Do not be discouraged if your prospect has not responded once. Search out another alcoholic and try it again. You're sure to find someone desperate enough to accept with eagerness what you offer. We find it a waste of time to keep chasing a man who cannot or will not work with you. If you leave such a person alone, he may soon become convinced that he cannot recover by himself. To spend too much time on any one situation is to deny some other alcoholic an opportunity to live and be happy. One of our fellowship failed entirely with his first half dozen prospects. He often says that if he hadn't continued to work on them, he might have deprived many others who have since recovered of their chance. Suppose now that you're making your second visit to a man. He has read this volume and says that he is prepared to go through the 12 steps of the program of recovery. Having had the experience yourself, you can give him much practical advice. Let him know that you're available if he wishes to make a decision and tell his story, but do not insist upon it if he prefers to consult someone else. He may be broke and homeless. If he is, you might try to help him about getting a job or give him a little financial assistance. But you should not deprive your family or creditors of money that they should have. Perhaps you will want to take the man into your own home for a few days. Be sure to use discretion. Be certain that he'll be welcomed by your family and that he is not trying to impose upon you for money, connections, or shelter. Permit that, and you only harm him. You will be making it possible for him to be insincere. You may be aiding in his destruction rather than his recovery. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. And yesterday we talked about relationships and how they oftentimes change once we're sober. So we're on 119. Compatibility, of course, can be so impossibly damaged that a separation may be necessary. But those cases are the unusual ones. The alcoholic, realizing what his wife has endured, and now fully understanding how much he himself did to damage her and her children, nearly always takes up his marriage responsibilities with a willingness to repair what he can and to accept what he can't. He persistently tries all of AA's 12 steps in his home, often with fine results. At this point, he firmly but lovingly commences to behave like a partner instead of like a bad boy. And above all, he is finally convinced that reckless romancing is not a way of life for him. AA has many single alcoholics who wish to marry and are in a position to do so. Some marry fellow AAs. How do they come out? On the whole, these marriages are very good ones. Their common suffering as drinkers Their common interests in AA and spiritual things often enhance such unions. It is only where boy meets girl on AA campus and love follows at first sight that difficulties may develop. The prospective partners need to be solid AAs and long enough acquainted to know that their compatibility at spiritual, mental, and emotional levels is a fact and not wishful thinking. They need to be as sure as possible that no deep-lying emotional handicap in either will be likely to rise up under later pressures to cripple them. The considerations are equally true and important for the AAs who marry outside AA. With clear understanding and right, grown-up attitudes, very happy results do follow. "24 hours a day, April 20th. AA thought for the day. The satisfaction you get out of living a sober life is made up of a lot of little things, but they add up to a satisfactory and happy life. You take out of life what you put into it. So I'd say to people coming to AA, don't worry about what life will be like without liquor. Just hang in there, and a lot of good things will happen to you. And you'll have the feeling of quiet satisfaction and peace and serenity and gratitude for the grace of God. Is my life becoming really worth living?" Meditation for the day. There are two paths, one up and one down. We have been given free will to choose either path. We are captains of our souls to this extent only. We can choose the good or the bad. Once we have chosen the wrong path, we go down and eventually to death. But if we choose the right path, we go up and up until we come to the resurrection day. On the wrong path, we have no power for good because we do not choose to ask for it. But on the right path, we are on God's side of good, and we have all the power of God's Spirit behind us. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be in the stream of goodness. I pray that I may be on the right side, on the side of all good in the universe. Daily Reflection, April 20th. Self-examination. We ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 86. When said sincerely, this prayer teaches me to be truly unselfish and humble. For even in doing good deeds, I often used to seek approval and glory for myself. By examining my motives in all that I do, I can be of service to God and others, helping them do what they want to do. When I put God in charge of my thinking, much needless worry is eliminated, and I believe He guides me throughout the day. When I eliminate thoughts of self-pity, dishonesty, and self-centeredness, as soon as they enter my mind, I find peace with God, my neighbor, and myself. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and man, does that last reading really hit hard, examining my motives. I know it's like on page 62 or 63, or maybe slightly before that in the big book, but they talk about the social, the security, and the sex instinct, and how, these things, sorry, my cat just randomly opened the door. These things, in and of themselves, are not bad things. These are things that we're born with. These are things that we've been given. But to the extreme, where we chase certain things, or our motive is not pure, they can cause problems. For instance, for me, praise. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. To get that pat on the back from my dad growing up, or to get that pat on the back from my boss, or whatever, man, I love that feeling, even to this day. Physical touch is my love language. My second highest love language, I believe, is words of affirmation. But anyway, praise. It feels great. But then the problem is it's a fleeting feeling. And all I want to do is get the next one, right? The next attaboy. So I try to do this thing and that thing to try to get that next attaboy, right? But then what if I don't get that? Then I start to manipulate the situation. It creates this insatiable desire for the next goal to hit or the next thing to do to get the old pat on the back. And before long, it's not healthy. I start hurting people, stepping over top of people to get that pat on the back, right? Or I'm trying to protect my image instead of genuinely trying to help somebody. That's not good for me. However, if I ask my higher power to direct my thinking, that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives, I have a better chance of truly helping somebody else for the right reasons. And that in turn helps keep me sober today. It's a beautiful thing. But see, I didn't know these things. I really didn't. You know, I was a Christian before the rooms and everything, and I certainly love reading the other big book. That book and the world, they've given me the rules, but as Joe and Charlie says, AA has taught me how to play the game. How do we fix this self-centeredness? Well, one, I just need to quit playing God. And two, I need to make the decision to let God be my director. If I keep that in mind today, maybe I'll not drink. But my friend, if you are sober today, you are a miracle. And I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. And you're giving a great gift to everyone around you. And you have a unique superpower to help the next suffering alcoholic. It's an amazing thing. And if you are not sober today, my friend, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well. And that you are worthy of recovery, as my cat knocks over some things in the garage. My other cat. But I pray that you would get the help that you need today. And as a matter of fact, somebody in the meeting this morning came back in so embarrassed and ashamed that she had relapsed. And the thing is, I think she thought that she was going to get chastised by the group for it. Every group that I've ever attended, when somebody comes back, they come back to an embrace. We drink oftentimes because we're alcoholic. That's what we do. You know, there's no chastisement. We don't shoot our wounded. I pray that you come on back. We're dying to help you. And by letting us help you, you're helping us tremendously. Don't isolate. That just makes it worse. We got your back. But my friends, that's all we have time for today. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery. Honored to be here today. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.